guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming part 2 of the video that I last posted a couple of weeks ago about how to grow your following, engagement and reach and all that on Instagram. I posted on my Instagram if you had any sort of more questions that you wanted me things that you wanted me to talk about for a part 2. So today I decided I'm going to focus purely on sort of, I guess, sponsorships and making money on Instagram. Like I said before, like an expert on this, so I'm just going to give my tips and the things that I've learned along the way and share that with you, because I started my sort of like food blog from nothing, and I've worked up, I've done a ton of like sponsorships, I've been able to make quite a bit of money off it. So I just want to share my tips with you, just sort of answer some of the questions that you guys were asking me. So firstly, I want to say, and as I touched on in my previous video, that you can still get sponsorships if you don't have a huge amount of followers. Lots of brands are more open to working with like the micro influencers, because it's normally people that have smaller followings have a lot higher engagement. So my first thing that I want to say, if you're wanting to work with brands and do sponsorships and all that from Instagram, you've got to sort of accept that the first few sponsorships and stuff you do, they might not necessarily be paid. It might just be in exchange for product, which is still really awesome. The first thing you want to do, especially if you are a relatively small account, you want to, and I feel like I know so many people say this, but it's find your niche, have what you specialize in. And for me, that was making vegan recipes. So then you want to start reaching out to brands, because if you only have a small amount of followers, it's going to be less likely that they will find you. So that's totally okay to reach out to brands. So like that's what I did. I was just sending like emails and stuff to like so many brands. Basically, just you want to find brands that are relevant to you. Brands ideally would start with sort of smaller brands that you genuinely use their products or service or whatever it is that you're like marketing for, and just products that you love. So I'm finding those companies, obviously, like don't go like to huge companies, just find like smaller companies and stuff, and just send them either an email if they've got one, or just direct message them on Instagram and just introduce yourself. So you want to say your name and give a bit of a description. You don't want to go on to anything too long, but just sort of say like, this is like, my name is blah, and on my page, like this is the content I make, and just then say like, I would love to work with you. I would love to feature or promote your products and on my page, and just sort of put it like that. And then they might not get back to you. Lots of messages will not be gotten back to you, but sometimes like a brand will reach out and they'll say, oh, like we're not looking at collaborations at the moment, we'll keep you in mind. Or they might be like, you know, we'd love to send you like these products or whatever. Or they might straight away be like, yep, like we'll pay you this. But I think generally if you are a smaller account, you might just do sort of like the contra collabs first. So just post in exchange for product. Again though, like I said in the other video, brands are willing to pay for content. So again, using me and my food blog as the example, if you have really amazing, high quality, professional looking photos, if like food photography is like your thing, if you don't have a lot of followers, the brands will still be willing to pay you, not necessarily for the exposure, but just for your content. They will want rights to your photos, and in that case, if they're wanting like, because your photography is just amazing, you should definitely be charging them, because again, I know as from food photography that there's a lot that goes into it. That's what I would say as a starting point. Just definitely start just reaching out to brands that you love. And so like for example, what I sort of have loosely like said to brands when I started pitching out for them, I said something along the lines of like, hi, my name is Hannah. On my Instagram page, I share lots of vegan recipe creation. I also like use my blog to like talk about mental health, as I've struggled with an eating disorder, and I want to just promote about like positive, like bringing awareness to mental health and just sort of help people to fall in love with food again. And then also, so I sort of just like say that that's what my blog's about, and then I just say I'm just sending this message as I would love to collaborate with you. I really love your products. I've used them so often. I love this product especially. I was just wondering if you would be interested in collaborating with me. I would love to create a recipe with any of your products and promote it to my followers, or I would love to shoot some recipes that you can use for your socials and marketing, or just something along the lines of that. And as for things to watch out for, I'm sure if you're watching this, you would have had at least one comment on one of your photos saying, hey babe, love your page, DM us for collabs. Anything like that, just stay away from, because that's just like spammy. That's just, no, you don't want to do that. So basically with all those accounts, I don't even know how they find photos, but they comment on like anyone and everyone's posts. And then it's like, if you click on the account that they're talking about, it will normally have lots of followers. So you're like, oh, like, yes. I'm like 99% sure that they would have bought those followers. So it's not actually legit. And a lot of the times with those ones too, if they're like, oh, we'd love you to be an ambassador or whatever, and then you like send them a message and they're like, oh, like you only pay shipping, or here's a 50% off discount code, stay away from that. If you're doing a collaboration, you shouldn't be like having to pay for the product. Like just ignore those and stay away from them. In terms of now actually making money from Instagram and creating content, that does depend on, I guess, your confidence, because sometimes like it took me a while to actually like say to brands, well, no, like I'm charging, like this is going to cost you money. And I think that sort of, I got to the point where I was really progressing. I was growing. I did have like, I was starting to build up a following. But I think that was maybe I was at like 7,000 followers or so was when I like started to charge. Yeah, and I just sort of got to the point, yeah, I was feeling a lot more confident in my content, and yeah, I had really, really good engagement with my followers. So again, when I would either reach out to brands or when they would reach out to me, if it was like hinting that it would be just for product, just say something along the lines of, you know, like at the moment I'm only doing paid collaborations, and just sort of say like it takes a lot of time and effort goes into each thing, and then just send through like your rates. And again, it sort of just depends on what content you're making as to like what to charge. Everyone says rule of thumb like $100 per 10,000 followers, but if you are creating really amazing content and if you have really good engagement, feel free to charge more. Brands have budgets, they are willing to pay. But yeah, again, if you're just starting off with that, just reach out. You know, you starting off like, that's what I think I first charged, $50 for a recipe. That was my first payment, was $50. I'm not gonna share exactly what I charge now. It does obviously vary post to post, depending like if there's like something on like just a post on my story, or if it's just tagged in an Instagram picture, or if, you know, I show the product packaging or whatever in the photo, or if it's like just purely dedicated to the brand and like nothing else, and like all rights to the photos and all that sort of stuff. It does vary. Yeah, so that's what I charge for a single post, anywhere from $200 to $500 for a post. And yeah, a lot of brands, like you've just got to, I'd say go higher. Like if like a brand asks what are your rates, just go, like don't go ridiculous. Like take into account, as I said, what your content is, what your engagement is, what your followers are and stuff. Just take all that into account, and then yeah, just go a bit higher, and then they can negotiate. They might like counteract the offer and with something a bit lower. And yeah, you sort of just have to be aware that lots of different brands have different budgets, but it is still cheaper for them to pay an influencer to, again, I'm just using me and like food as an example because that's what I do, but it is a lot cheaper for a brand to say pay an influencer, not that I'm an influencer, but it is a lot cheaper for them to say pay me $500 they'll send me some products to create a recipe, and then yeah, by me posting it on my page, it's marketing for them, it's content for them to post on their pages. Because if they weren't to do it, they would have to go and hire a studio, hire a photographer, hire an editor, hire someone to do lighting, hire someone to make the recipe, hire a food stylist, and all that goes into it. That would be costing them so much more than just paying an Instagram influencer to create content for them. So they will pay, a lot of the times I find brands are often willing to pay more than I would think. So don't be afraid to just know your worth and be like, well, no, like don't give them content for free. But again, just starting out, I think it's just really good to get as many sort of just contra collaborations as you can, and that's sort of forming relationships and connections with these brands who later on in the future will possibly lead to paying you and could possibly lead to ongoing partnerships and getting paid. Yeah, obviously it's not like you don't want to just be on Instagram to make money, like just have fun with it. But yeah, obviously if your account is growing and if you're producing amazing content, definitely don't feel shy to reach out to brands and just say like, gonna do a paid collaboration. Like your time, your effort, and everything that you put into your post is so valuable, and yeah, brands will be more willing to pay than you think. And don't just base that on, because that's what I was thinking. I was always like, oh, I'll wait to get like 10,000 followers or whatever, but it sort of just doesn't matter. But again, if you say have like, for example, 1,000 followers and you get like really low, like no comments and engagement or whatever on your post, like, to be totally honest, like brands probably won't want to be working with you at that point. But that's where if you just keep like, if you have like favorite brands that you love, just tag them in all your photos. So then when you eventually do start sort of growing a bit more, and once you reach out to them, they will be familiar with you. They will know that you're loyal. They will know that you love their brand, and they will be more likely to want to work with you either in exchange for product or money. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to cover today. They're like, I don't want to like keep rambling. There's probably like, I'm probably gonna like edit this video and be thinking of like so many other things, but that's all I'm going to do today. So I hope this answered some of your questions. I hope this was a bit helpful. I don't really know what I'm doing with this whole Instagram thing, but I'm just rolling with it. And yeah, so make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And yeah, definitely just let me know any suggestions for any other videos that you want me to make in the future. I'm not sure too when I will be uploading next. I'm actually moving back home to Sydney next week, so it's going to be very busy, so I probably won't upload for a little while. I might do like a vlog or something when we're moving. I don't really know. I will be very active on Instagram. That's the main place as always to find me. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.